The assassin mirror blade.
Hello everyone! We are back here at the Project 160 Accession of Queens, Philippines, Day 4. I'm Kaisaya, with me is Bibimbap. Happy to bring you the action tonight. 2 series of best of 3.
Imagine having these gorgeous females or women for the first time. Actually, this is my first time ever casting Honor of Kings, and I'll be able to witness the first ever all-female teams that we'll be having for today, which brings us the reason why they are having this competition, because Kaisaya, apart from the first time of me casting Honor of Kings, it's my first time casting with you as well.
Yes.
So I'm really looking forward for today.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is a good way to get us hyped and, to prepare us for a bigger event that is about to come for the community of Honor of Kings players. So, yeah, a lot of female teams have actually registered for this event, and I'm so excited to bring you the action this time with Bibimbap. But of course, we're gonna let you guys know, for those who just tuned in about this tournament, we're gonna let you guys know about some details of this tournament, and we bring you some information about its prize pool.
Of course, they are not just going to play here without thinking of having a lion's share of the total of 20,000 prize pool, wherein our champion will be getting this 10,000 pesos, followed by 5,000 for the first runner-up, 3,000 for the second runner-up, and 2,000 pesos for the third runner-up.
Yes, definitely. Actually, it's a lot for a first ever female community tournament for our Honor of Kings players. We thank everyone who have contributed onto this prize pool, and it's not just about the money, to be honest. For sure, even with some little bits of a little less prize pool in it, the players will for sure register on this tournament. But we take a look at the bracket update that we had from the matches that was finished from last night. Again, we had a lot of teams who registered. Actually, we had to cut it down a little bit to be able to go for this format. So we have a total of 8 teams, and we so far have 4 remaining teams in this tournament.
Our teams are finally chopped off. Well, the good thing about this is that they were able to witness or have the experience of being in this kind of tournament. And the thing is, they have gone through double eliminations, which is also shown on our bracket here, that those who are unfortunate for today's eliminations won't be having to say goodbye, because we still have a lower bracket for tomorrow's final.
Yes, that's so true. So it will be cut off to our top 3. We're in tomorrow are going to be our last day for the Accession of Queens. But then again, everyone will go home either with a share of our prize pool, or of course the experience. But for our 2 series for tonight, let's take a look at our match schedule. Our match schedule includes the matches between Vagos Divine from Indonesia versus Z4FE from the Philippines, as well as D3 from the Philippines versus Starlight Esports. These 2 sets are going to be 2 best of 3. So what do you say about these 2 upcoming matches that we are to cast tonight, Bibimbap?
I'm really looking forward to our final 4 teams, because all of them really want to get the 10,000 prize coming from our prize pool of 20,000. And looking through their drafts from the previous days, I might say that almost a lot of them would like to either ban out or prioritize utilizing a Dahlia.
That's true. Dolia resetting all of the highest cooldown amongst her teammates, or whoever she will be prioritizing for her ultimate. But then again, let's take a look at our first lineup that we want to showcase for you tonight from our set 1. Let's take a look at the lineup of Vagos Divine from Indonesia. We have in here Vera 1, Kat 1, Mid Idol, Sia Rain 2, and Lava Rain 2. Okay, I am noticing something with their IGNs in here, okay? 2 of them has the number 1 in their IGNs, and 2 of them has the number 2. I don't know what's the agreement on here. Do you have any idea, Bibimbap?
Well, to add up to that, I think it's pretty timely that Mid Idol is exactly in the mid without any numbers at all to break even those 2 1s and 2 2s.
Right. I don't know, but maybe if we get a chance to interview them, we'll be able to find out. But
Yeah.
Team 2, what do we have in here, Bibimbap?
Of course, they will be up against Z4FE, wherein Kaisaya, Ayapi, Aya Babe, Levi, Dash Dash, Posty, and Angela Ila. Am I reading it correctly? Angela Ila.
Angelai Laila. Okay.
Okay, Angela Ila. I was confused with the what they called it with the
Is the font
with the
style?
font. Yeah, with the font style. But yeah, so we have Angela Laila.
Okay, you definitely can do that. But we are so sorry, Angela Laila, if we butchered your name on the stream. But there you go. That is our C4 FE line up. And yes, it's not an error. That is really my name in that team. So I'm a substitute in there, and sometimes would help the team draft. But I'm here to cast with Bibimbap. Super excited to see how they're gonna match up against Vagos Divine. And the two other teams that we have in the upper semifinals, D35 versus Starlight Esports. I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, for sure, in the span of a few days, each of the female teams were able to learn something from their mistakes, from their mistakes from the previous games.
Yeah, from their shortcomings. And another thing is that apart from taking a look at themselves, of course, they have studied as well their opponents. So for the side of Vagos Divine, I think they have studied pretty well Z4FE, which is why we're going to dive into our head-to-head.
That's so true. So we have our roamer head-to-head in here. We have from Vagos Divine, we have Lavarain 2 and Posty for Z4FE. Look at that KDA ratio of 31 against 8. Average damage dealt, well, not so much for roamers, but we have a higher number in here for Posty. But for the damage taken, it seems like Posty would want to take in or soak in more damage compared to Avarain in here. Gonna be using more of a frontliner type of support or roamers that we have. But for the last two stats that we have in here, team fight rate 86 to 66, and their favorites are actually two utility heroes, Dolia and Daxiao.
Yeah, it's a very common heroes for this particular tournament, especially that their skills are pretty up, can either make or break a clash. We have made mention about Dolia resetting the longest skills, or to whom he is going or she is going to prioritize it to, which is actually one of the reasons why when it comes to their team fight rate, Lavarain does have a higher percentage, because it's very important for Dolia to be close to her teammates.
Actually, one reason on this stats as well is that Posty yesterday actually played Byron in the Clash lane as well. So I'm not sure if it's actually included in the statistics in here. Pretty much that's the reason why there is an increase in the damage dealt in here as well as the damage taken. But we'll confirm about that. But then again, that is your head-to-head a match between these two teams that we have, Vagos Divine versus Z4FE. And here we take a look at the player cams. Okay, I want you to start the comments in here with our players on the stream.
I feel like they already have their team faces on. Taking a look at their phones, setting up those items or equipments that they need to build up. I've seen this set of teams from the previous days, and the most important thing of having this player recap is their faces after having the victory. I can see all of them laughing or showing their phones, and it's pretty satisfying knowing that this tournament supports all women.
Yes, and they're pretty chill. I love someone who's just like a little bit slouching in there, just chillax and all that. I wish I could always do that. But here we have Z4FE. Okay, someone is actually sleeping up there on the upper left, chilling as well. I love how everyone wants to chill so far. Unfortunately, one is loading, pretty similar that we have in the back end sometimes, but seems like Z4FE is also game face on for their match.
With their sunglasses, actually, Kaisaya. I mean, is that an anti-red or anti-blue light filter? But, you have to be comfortable whenever you're playing the game. It's not just about the game face that you're having or you're showing, but rather your skill set, I would say, or even the skins if you do have it.
Yes, I would love to say. I mean, speaking of skins, we do have the very new skin of Hoi, which I believe our prod here already has bought colleagues. So, it costs around 1,000 of tokens, like I think 1,000.
1,120.
There you
I
go.
knew it deep down in my heart because I just purchased it maybe around
Oh.
30 minutes ago. I purchased it along with Liang's skin, so I am guilty as charged about the Saint Seiya collab skin.
There, I mean, it's pretty shiny, right? Like I want to
Yeah.
see that in the game. Let's see if one of our teams for our first set tonight will be using a Hoi later on. We'll find out. But I'm pretty sure you guys are already excited to see the matchup between Vagos Divine versus D4 FE. Who do you think will win in this match? Let us know in the live chat. Let us know in the live chat who you actually support.
Root for your teams, comment it down below so whenever they are going to check the stream, once we are done, we can see, or they can see those supports that you our guys are giving. So for our first ban, we'll be having a Dakyao. Oh,
Dakyao.
Dakyao. Making elimination.
Okay. That's Xiao indeed. Well, the Daxiao, pretty annoying global map presence. She can just like call out any teammates who would want to go in for a surprise team fight, and at the same time a life savior with her ult as well. So understandable that she got the first ban in here.
Yeah, and it's really, I mean, it's really annoying. The first and third skill of Dakyao could reveal your positions pretty well. For the banning of Z4FE, it's going to be Mai Shiranui, who's actually a good ban. An annoying mid laner alongside with Adolia.
Yes, Dolia, as we speak a while ago, resetting all your skills, giving you more capability to create that good gameplay. And I love, I mean, they separated the Dolia and the Hino as well. I wonder if we can do that. Only now us can do the fusion here on the stream.
Yeah.
There you go. So, yeah, I mean, they're gonna be separating the ways of these Hino and the Dolia. Ganonmo will be banned out as well. I mean, so much damage. The range is just way too much as well in the middle lane. But I love the first pick of Team Lavar in VGS in here. And in the Hino, I mean, Hino, well, actually, we don't know yet where the Hino will go because sometimes he is used in the mid, he is used sometimes as well elsewhere.
For the Clash lane?
Right.
Yeah.
And for the meantime, Arlie and Dune, what do you say about these first two secure picks of Z4FE beating back?
Z4FE does prioritize the quote-unquote meta type of heroes that we have. Arlie is a very good marksman or a very good farm lane because he does have the means of she does have the means of survivability with the parasol. And to add up to that, it's not just about Dun. Dun could be used for a jungle. Because I'm seeing a lane here adding up to the lineup of Z4FE.
Yes, that's true. I mean, Arlie definitely doesn't need much of a roamer to stand by her on the lane. You can just leave her alone. She can just like jerk in and out from team fights, or potentially if you try to go for a gank on her side. But then again, so far, both of the teams are actually eyeing for a tanky front line here with Jaffe, Mayin, as well as Dune a lane combo. But at the same time, them as well are able to go for flanks on the side as well as dive on the backline with the Alain being able to do that, and Mayin being able to do that as well. So they're pretty much trying to just answer back, or you know, like they're just doing that ping pong in their drafts right now.
Yeah, and the thing is, because they already have the quote-unquote tanky type of a lineup with Dun and Zhangfei adding up to their respective lineups, with those support heroes were also banned, and the mid laners, Yu Huan has been eliminated or banned as well, alongside with Yaria and Angela, plus the Musashi.
That's so true. I mean, you gotta remove all those remaining. I mean, there's no any other mid laner picks in here for Z4FE, so it's understandable that Angela is in there, but the Matsu is in here being shown, probably going to be okay, because there's a lot of, they can play around the roles in here, right? The Dun can go into the jungle, can go even into the clash lane, or maybe even as support, and the Motzi in the mid or in the support. So Z4FE is playing around in here. They're playing mind games up against a Vagos Divine, making it difficult for Vagos Divine to actually draft their way out. But it's so far Vagos Divine making like a safe draft in here, probably with their tanky frontliners. They could even eye on a type of protect the queen composition. They could go for a Hoi or maybe Garo even on the farm lane. But for the meantime, they're gonna be locking in this Nakoruru.
Ooh, but they're not going to rely on Garo, but rather it's going to be Lady Sun for their last pick. Whereas Z4FE would go for a Xiao Cao.
Ciao ciao indeed.
Xiao Cao.
And yes, finally closing it in. And as you see in here, Motsu, it seems, will go onto the middle lane, and the Jun will be the support, and for the Clash will be the lane. So wow, what a lineup in here. So much potential, but I guess in terms of the early stages of the game, there is a more ganking potential that we can see from the Nakoruru, as she can actually just go fly in, be mobile, just try to find a gank. So at the same time in here, what the Artie can do is just play safe in the map and try to not overextend whenever his his support is not beside him.
Yeah, and then that's really something to watch out for, especially Nakoruru does have the highest mobility on par with the other jungle alongside with Lam and Prince of Langling if ever. So Nakoruru could be a really great potential or a real great pick for the side of Vagos Divine. Although on the other hand, I think Motsi should really be aggressive when it comes to giving those cannon blasts. Like he could just give it away to the bushes just to protect his Ari or the marksman that they have.
Yeah, definitely gonna be annoying pokes here and there. It will give the Zhangfei a hard time on trying to check the bushes, giving that vision for their farm laner, which is the Lady Sun, and at the same time a position for the jungler to work out their way in getting that vision in the map. But I guess I'm hearing the game pretty soon. Seems like we're gonna be heading on to the gorge. I'm Kaisaya. With me is Vivimbap. I do hope that this is just on time as I say, but it seems not. Here we go. Just catch it, Bibimbap.
Yeah.
I think we're not yet even transitioning into the game.
I was about to use Golda's second skill so we can dive right in, but
Yeah,
Golda
I
has
like
been
that.
banned, so yeah. You can still see us here, but again, when it comes to the draft, we already talked about the ins and outs and the things that this two teams should consider. Arlie should prioritize being safe, but rather than being, too aggressive, especially when Nakoruru is out in the map or missing in the map.
That's true. And at the same time, with the Xiao Qiao pick by Z4FE in here, pretty much can match up against Haino in the middle lane, to be honest, in going for that fast clear in the middle lane. But our Indonesian team will have to, again, be very careful with the spams and the pokes coming from our Motsu from the side of Z4FE in here, because again, he's a tank, so he doesn't have much range as a Zhangfei, so he has to be very careful in the bushes. And here we go, finally on the gorge. We are at 1 minute game time right now. This is Z4FE versus Vagos Divine. We here see the dive onto the bubbling part of the map right now. Nakoruru getting that first blood in the game, giving him some bits of gold early on, but on the top side we can see Ayapi going on to some fights, up against Vyra on the top side, and gonna go back away just to safety.
Yeah, he was able to survive that because as of this early, Mayin doesn't have his ultimate yet or her ultimate yet, so he's not going to dive in, though they're going to have a 2v1 situation onto the top lane, but lane is just going to bail out. But we already set our expectations for the early to really be, careful, because once the Nakoruru reaches her ultimate with the Mama Haha, it seems like he's going to be the hot target down bottom, and we are not wrong on that, because he was able to slay that first blood onto Angelai Laila.
Yeah, that's true. What Z4FE can just do right now is just move on and catch up in terms of the gold and the kills. But for the meantime, 1v2 situation happening up top. We can see a Link going for the Death Sunset, saving his life up top. But for the meantime, pokes happening still here and there in the middle lane, going for that fast clear, but they have to be very careful because Mayin in here hiding in the bushes. They cannot overextend, especially on their routes. I really love how Vagos Divine is actually hiding in the bushes. Now Levi in here getting caught off guard again. Under the bushes, gonna be making use that a way to juke out back to safety.
With a sliver of health, that's almost a gun for Levi, but he was able to survive. After all, he's very tanky. And look at Zhang Fei, he just keeps on rotating. Early on, he was down bottom, and now he's just staying in the middle lane. It is all looking great for the side of Vagos Divine.
Definitely gotta love the vision that they have provided him in. I mean, we were just quite unfortunate how they actually started in the early game, because we now can see actually the middle laners were on the bottom lane. But for the meantime, folks here and there, Levi will actually go on to the fight. Ooh, be a death in here, disengage. Really nice use of the unbridled outburst in there, saving the life of Lava Rain.
Oh, and he was able to survive, though with that skirmish, Z4FE would be finally able to take this tyrant, the first tyrant of the game, and moving forward, they are having the upper hand when it comes to the gold lead with a total of 1,000 gold difference. But again, we cannot just underestimate Siorin or our Nakaruru here, because he was able to get the other objective and, get the coins to a little of a disparity.
That's true, that's true. And we just didn't, if you were actually taking a look at the mini-map right up above, Mayin actually did cut off some of the minion waves up top. So that will give him a little bit of gold. As you can see, Vagos Divine is already actually catching up. For the meantime, seems like a poke here and there again. Nope, they're gonna be backing away, but Z4FE already in here rotating on a 4-1.
Mm-hmm. And they already considered the bottom lane a kind of dead lane, because they knew already that they could just TP, they could just use the teleport to go back there. While Arlie and Delilah should really consider taking a look at those bushes, because that might be a death bush if ever Zhang Fei or Lava Rain won't back out.
That's true, that's true. I mean, what Angela Lila can actually do in here is just clear off the farm whenever there is no one with her. Especially, it seems like Zhang Fei is just, hiding in the bushes, partnering up, making surprises, while with Kat in here on the ladies soon. But for the meantime, they just gotta take advantage on, they just gotta buy time, get that farm that they need until they get the second to third item for the Arlie.
Yeah, they couldn't just commit yet. And even Xiao Xiao is a really OP mage when it comes to the late game potential. Even just the combination of its blossoming fan alongside with its ultimate meteor shower could really outburst an enemy. So they just have to farm, get those items that they need before actually clashing up against the tanky lineup of Vagos Divine.
That's true, and they definitely purchased some anti-tank items in here. Oh, but Posty was actually caught off guard in here by the Mayin. Gonna get kicked in here. A lot of members coming from the side of Vagos Divine. Gonna be falling down onto the hands of Mayin. Quite a bad position. I wish that he could just have poked the bushes before actually walking towards that. But I think some tussle ongoing again onto the top side. I wonder if they're actually gonna go for that. Some skills here and there, but I guess it's just to clear the wave. But the backup from Zhang Fei is actually in here, just he's just like, okay, showing some muscles. I'm the front line here. I'm very aggressive and I'm not scared. But a while ago in the draft, we were talking about, okay, you just need to poke the Zhang Fei and all that. But seems like it didn't happen in this game.
Yeah, that's why Lava Rain does have the full potential of ganking them or being in the front line. And Breath of Burst has been committed as well. And look at the lane.
Yes, indeed. I mean, the Death Assassin has been used already, but he's going to be falling down onto the hands of the Mayin as well. Meteor Storm has been used to damage away the members of Team Vagos Divine. Super low HP right now. They're still going to get the kill. Zhang Fei will fall down, but in exchange onto killing the Xiao Xiao as well. We're not even done as the 1v1 situation is happening. Angel Laila is actually looking for a kill, but instead he's going to be shutting down the Mayin as the Mayin takes that route towards the river side. One tower will fall down. There's the poke, but seems like Lady Soon will be able to go back alive.
And you know about this Motzi is that his cannon blast, so long as it is going to be committed in the perfect bush and in the perfect enemy. They were able to pin down the target against Vagos Divine, and it's really looking great for the side of Z4FE. We have made mention about the situations wherein Arlie or Angela Lailai should just consider clearing up the farm lane and joining the team if and only if he already have or she already has those equipment that he needed. And as of now, she's showing up.
That's so true. And here we go now. A very quick Tyrant take coming from the side of Z4FE. But of course, an exchange of objective by Nanakururu on the side of Vagos Divine. There is a focus and objective though from the side of Z4FE as they try to go for a inner tower take on the bottom lane. As part of the map, Autumn Storm, or rather the Meteor Storm, will be used by the Chow killing of one member, Mid-Idol, from the side of Team Vagos Divine. But do take note, there was a counter objective that was taken by Vagos Divine up top.
That's very unfortunate for Mid-Idol, even though he still or she still does have the ultimate. He wasn't able to press it or do the Fate Rewind on time. Though, on the side note, for the side of Vagos Divine, Siorain is being consistent. Regardless of the skirmish that Z4FE would like to commit, he was still able to survive once and for all. Thinking inside the box has been committed as well, but it's not going to be in favor for the side of Z4FE, but still a good defense, I would say.
Yes, that's right. I mean, even the Meteor Storm was pushed by Chow in there just to disengage. They want to make sure that they want to commit team fights when potentially everyone is all in. They have regrouped, they are ready, they have the Arlie to deal the damage as well. But for the meantime, it's pretty still equal in terms of gold, but we have the 2k gold lead in favor of Team Z4FE in here. But it's tussle ongoing up top. Levi going solo! Meanwhile, in here, RP1 even, there is no way that he will survive in that one, but a Mirror Store has been used, pushing away some members of Team Vagos Divine, but the Nakururu is just going all out in here. I mean, some of the members of Vagos Divine trying to cry for their lives still, but still the Nakururu in here, really in here, just trying to go for more kills. But then again, Ayapi versus the Jumpy in his Ferali form, running away for his life. But Posty, Cannon Blast will connect. Oh, look at Ayapi! He really just wanted to go for that kill, but then again decided to just back away.
Yeah, it's really too deep for him to commit that onto the first outer turret of Vagos Divine, but that skirmish with Siorain leading the pack is really outstanding. Imagine having to land a triple kill on that, but it was just shot down by Posty with the cannon blast. So it's very unfortunate for them. Though with that lull time that Siorain was dead, onto the side of Z4FE, the good thing that they can do is to get the other objectives. They could go for the Tyrant, and as of the moment, Lady Soon is already starting it.
Yes, that is so true. There you go, the Tyrant take on the side, actually the Shadow Tyrant take from the side of Team Vagos Divine in here. So we'll definitely give some boost in terms of the attack speed and movement speed as well. We'll help them roam around the map and clear off the minion waves on each of the lanes. But we wait in here because I think Z4FE would want to bait the members of Vagos Divine as well on the Tyrant's on the Shadow Overlord's side.
But the thing is, they're just going to contest or show themselves here in the middle lane. As far as Lane is just taunting the Hino down bottom, and Riddle has been committed as well. And from the backlines, look at Mayin!
Yes, indeed! They're targeting the backline in here. Members of the side of Z4FE now trying to go back away. Unbridled Outburst has actually already been used, giving some tankiness and sustain from the side of Team Vagos Divine. But then again, just one member left on the side of Z4FE.
Triple kill!
We know that is actually a wipeout in favor of Vagos Divine. What an unfortunate situation for Z4FE in there. We did saw that clearly. I mean, Vyra as well as Siorain from the sidelines trying to target the backline. I think that was left unchecked for Z4FE, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a really good combination. I was already thinking that Vyra will be obliterated by the meteor shower that Dash was able to commit on point, but the thing is, he's just poking. He's just trying to cut and look for the perfect opportunity to strike against Z4FE. And right after the skirmish in the middle lane, they are going to move forward and get another objective.
That's true. That's definitely free to take. The Shadow Overlord, and of course, they will get this Overlord Vanguards on the lanes, which will help them go for that better pushes in the lane. So now I think it is time for Z4FE to regroup and re-strategize on what they have to do. But because we can see a persistent Siorin in here on the Nakoruru, just finding the way to target either Dash or Angelailaila on the backline.
Yeah, that's why this Arlie should really, be careful when he is going to use or to relocate that Parasol back. And early on, we kept on talking about this Zhang Fei that would provide a lot of tankiness, a lot of vision for the side of Vagos Divine. But right now, he is not the one doing that, but rather it is Mid Idol who is just showing himself and just doing the poking.
I mean, he's a Hino, so he can just return from where he came. Look at where his original position, where he's from. He's actually in the portal, so he can just go into the bottom lane part of the map whenever he wants to, just by going back to where he started. But then again, they are already sieging in here onto the base of Team Z4FE, as they do know that they have the upper advantage. But Meteor Storm has been committed. So was it the Unbridled Outburst? Actually, the latest one will fall down. Gonna fall down onto this damage coming out from Dash on the Xiao Xiao. But Ayapi on the bottom lane part map actually will fall down onto the hands of the Nakoruru, as well as the Mayin, quite overextended in there. And yeah, they lose one member from their side.
It was a good pick off for the side of Ayapi, taking down Lady Soon, but they cannot, they cannot have that kind of trade. They cannot lose this lane because, again, Z4FE needs the tankiness and the death at sunset that a lane could offer. And apart from that, they shouldn't go with this kind of scenario wherein they're going to be split pushed or to be divided into two groups. Right after that casualty that they have taken, look at how Vagos Divine is just going to move on and trying to take this Tyrant.
Quite dangerous. I mean, quite 50-50 in here on the Tyrant. I think they should go for the team fight first if they want to. But here we go to remove the HP. No, Dash actually left unchecked in here in the front line. Quite a very bad position in there. But there you go, the Junpei and Ferrari form just tanking away all the damage, soaking in all the damage that Angelailaila will actually give in here. Three members left on the side of Z4FE. What can they do? We need here some damage. We need here some pokes and clear, but it seems like it's not enough right now.
Yeah, even Ayapi can contain all of the damages that's being given by Vagos Divine, and Vagos Divine is just going to lock for the crystal, taking down another member for the side of Z4FE.
Oh no, is this gonna be it? And it seems like this is gonna be it as they focus fire on the crystal of Z4FE. And yes, they're actually tagging it pretty quite long, but there's the death timer still counting. But congratulations to Vagos Divine winning the game 1.
What a clean team fight! What a clean clash coming from Zhang Fei, and a collaborative effort coming from Vagos Divine. These females are they are. I mean, you shouldn't underestimate that. I feel like this is just not an all-female team. I feel like I'm watching an all-star team, for the invitationals kind of level.
That's true. I mean, the play style, most especially of Vagos Divine from game 1, what they showcased was that, Senior in here for sure. We saw her already at around 1 minute game time when we entered the game, right? He is just actually in the bush, right, waiting for the opportunity to kill off the Arlie. And they found an opportunity, and that was a good catch one. I mean, a first blood on your carry, that is what you really want. You stop the Arlie from going online, and that's already a plus. Even if you get delayed for some few seconds into farming your jungle, that's totally fine. And I think what went so well in Vagos Divine in here is that their position in the bushes. I mean, they put themselves as wards in the game, making it hard or rather making it easy for Siorin, their jungler, to actually roam around in the map. So I think that was a really good strategy by Vagos Divine.
Consistency is the key, and I'm not surprised at all that our MVP for this game is none other than Siorin 2 with a KD of 927. Look at that damage dealt, 106.2k damage taken, almost untouchable, I might say, with that 42.4k. Total good of 11.5 and team fight rate of 84%.
Wow, this Nakaruru does really know what she is doing. Siorin too, jungler of Vagos Divine. I mean, pretty sure they communicated with the team, knowing that of course the Arlie is actually like is a farm laner that you really want to get an itemization. So she's kind of a mid to late game hero, so you would really want to wait for the opportunity to get her farm. But yeah, for the meantime, I mean, that was a really nice game one. I wonder though how Z4FE will try to make a comeback for game 2, as if they really want to win this series, it has to be a reverse sweep. They have to find a way to counter the strategy of Vagos Divine, wherein they really go for aggressive play and the check push that they do in the early stages of the game up until the late.
And one of the things that they have to consider as well is those on-point utilization of the unbridled outburst of Zhang Fei. I think 100% that he would hit, or she would hit rather, 2 to 3 members of Z4FE, and it would leave them stunned. Like, even though their precision is really, really good, they couldn't manage to do the counter attack, and they are just like praise for the eyes of a predator, which is this time is the Nakoruru, who's just raining with those ultimates, Mamaha fight, and it's just helpless. So I think for the second game, it's really timely for them to ban that Nakoruru, or maybe that Zhang Fei, or I mean, it's too much. They're so pro at utilizing this hero.
I mean, that's so true. I think it's not really about the draft. It could have been workable, but I think for the side of Z4FE, they lacked the pokes on the early stages of the game, and at the same time, I mean, the Arlie could have stayed under the tower, or just wait for her support to get the vision in the bushes before actually going far or going outside of the tower. But then again, these ladies are the one in the action. It's easier, always easier said than done. But pretty sure they have realized the mistakes from game 1, and for sure will improve later on for game 2. But yeah, I mean, I wonder though if there is some hero though that personally you, Bibimbap, would love to see for game 2. Is there any request from you for the teams in here for game 2, like a particular hero that you love to play?
Yeah, I would like to see Angela being utilized in the mid lane. I mean, they have banned Angela, but during the previous days, they have utilized it pretty good. So I'm really looking forward how these women could use Angela in a professional scene and make something out of it. Maybe a triple kill or quadra. I don't know.
I mean, a while ago we saw the Nakoruru just getting the triple kill in the game, so I think that's first. But we'll see if the Angela will later on be able to get that game. But I think if this so happens, if Vagos Divine actually plays in that kind of manner wherein they're just very patient, waiting in the bushes, I think it's going to be even scarier to give them the Angela. Because when you have the Angela, the type of play that you should be mindful of about, or your mindset, it should always be something like, okay, I'm gonna be patient, I'm gonna wait in the bush and find someone who will cross this area, and then I go for my skill. So I think if they give that to Vagos Divine, I think it's gonna be disaster. I think it's going to be some worth of a ban up against this particular Indonesian team.
That's why we're not going to be surprised if it's going to be banned at all, or even just the Vagos Divine banning it, because during the first game they were the ones who banned Angela alongside with Yarya and other support heroes, which I think could be the part of their assignment in knowing their opponent. So for our first ban for the side of Z4FE, it's going to be Das Chow.
That's yeah, yes.
That's yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're always getting
Almost.
there. But pretty same band though. It's the Gan and Mo. Pretty. We call it like okay. It's pretty cancer in the middle lane. And
Yes.
when we say cancer, it's like okay. So OP. I mean, it's like a point and click type of hero. Wherein okay, super long range. Just give him itemization. Be safe in the map. Don't get a lot of kills or deaths rather. And then once you have the itemization, I mean. You'll be forcing your opponent to buy a Sukuba's cloak in here for their
Yes.
magic defense.
And it's really OP. I think it's. I mean, excuse me for this term, but it's kind of no-brainer type of a combo. Wherein you're just going to use your first skill, second skill, and you know if it hits, it hits. That's the kind of hero that Kanbo is. So going back to the ban, Z4FE would remove the Arlie for now, even though they were the ones who used it on our game number 1. And to answer up to that, Dahlia will be banned as well.
Yeah, I mean the power of the Arlie, most especially in the most recent patch. I think that was last June 28th, wherein she got an upgrade in terms of her base health, and at the same time, more the passive as well has been upgraded, and at the same time now, I mean when she make use of her second skill, she can block away some range damage that can come in if it was timed perfectly. It takes a lot of high mechanical skills, but definitely so useful for a very good player of Arlie, especially if you call it like fast fingers, right? Fast fingers. We call it like nakakapagod pindutin, right? Because you can just do a lot of things with this Arlie. So pretty understandable why this is still a ban up against a Vagos Divine.
And we already discussed about getting bans, but Vagos Divine would still rely on the winning picks or the winning heroes that they had early on, which is going to be the Zhangfei and the Mayin combo, the prowess of the cut lanes and the flank type of strategy that they were able to do so on the early stages was going to be utilized back then. But to add up to that, it's not about Lady Sun anymore, but rather a Concert U to complement their lineups.
Yeah, I mean, Concert 2, pretty much similar to an Arlie 2, can just dispel some slows up against her, so she can also be safe. But she just needs to be very careful if she goes for her ultimate, the Vaulting Shot. If in case in here Z4FE drafts a support like that of a Dongwang, so I think that's something they have. This Consortio has to be wary of because he can just like get suppressed and not be able to move in after going for a Vaulting Shot. But we can see a lot of bans in here. In the middle lane again, still nothing yet picked on that lane for the side of Vagos Seaford. So no Angela for you, Baby Bap, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And no my Shiranui as well.
No Angela at all, so maybe I'll just learn some lessons coming from whoever is going to use this Concert U. And Dun as well, a respect ban for the side of Vagos Divine, removing one of the problems that they were able to address during the latter part of the game for the side of Z4FE. Although for their lineups, they haven't had any mid laner to answer up to the Hino, which is actually good during our map number 1, or I mean our game number 1. It's going to be Lady Shen.
I like that. Map number 1. Well, why not extend it to map number 2? Here we go. And yeah, the Menki ban as well, it's pretty much targeted to the hero pool of Levi in here, as we've seen them make use of the Menki 2 in the past few series or rounds of this tournament. Lady Jen, a really nice pick in the middle lane to disengage as well. So in here, in the composition of team Z4FE, they have a disengage and an engage. So an engage in the of the Zhangfei and a disengage in the form of the Lady Jen. So I love how they're pretty much versatile in their composition here. But I also do love the Ying pick of Z4FE in here, as well as the Leoshan. We do know that the Leoshan is very fast as well in going for the tower pushes. For as long as he's actually going for the hits on the tower, it will be disrupted.
Yeah, it's a really annoying pick. So I think it's going to be a good answer for the Zhangfei. Like, you know, they could just it's going to be a robot versus I was about to say beef. I was about to call Zhangfei beef because it looks like that. It's a ram versus a robot, so Yeah, it's kind of difficult right now because I really like the draft. They both have the mobility, they both have the tankiness and the aggression that they could provide onto our game number 2.
Yes, that's true. Just in the early stages of the game. Actually, I would say Consortio is more like on the mid to late in here. Definitely needs more item to really take advantage of her full potential. But can still match up in terms of the clearing of wave up against the Luara. In terms of the support, I love it. Both are tanks. Actually, in here, Leoshan versus the Zhangfei. So it's just a matter of like who gets into the bush position first. So that's how it's gonna matter in here. So the roamers in here are pretty important for the vision. But let's head into the gorge. This is match number 2 between Vagos Divine versus Z4FE, where casters I'm Kaisaya, with me is Bibinda.
It's going to be the battle of the forces, especially right now. Vagos Divine already had the upper lead. It's a match point for them to continue with their dream and proceed easily to our grand finals, which will be held tomorrow. But I feel like Z4FE won't just give it to them in a silver platter. But look at Vyra being so aggressive from a cash lane, being industrious enough to go to the middle lane.
Yeah, sure I'm not. Gotta help our teammates in here as Haino is actually faster in there to clear up the minion race in comparison to mid-idol, the Lady Gem. But for the meantime, everyone's just pretty chilling in comparison to what we saw from Game 1 in here. I think they pretty much realized what has happened onto Game 1 when there was like some sort of overextension. But there is a position of both our junglers are actually here up top.
They are just having the cha-cha. Both of them is already on their 4th level, and I kind of feel like they are aware. Like, I think that brush does move a little bit, or is it just me, or I'm just overthinking. It's not yet 11 p.m. to do the relapse. Look at this! First blood.
First blood is definitely not what you want again. Quite unfortunately, though, Leoshan was actually quite overextended in his position while having like 1/4 of his life. But there's the kick coming from our Vyra, and they're gonna get the kill up against the Ying. And quite unfortunately, it's already a 2-kill or 2 death on the side of Z4FE.
Very timely coming from the Lady Shen. It's a good utilization of the Ocean of Tears and the knock off that he was able to commit on the skirmish in the middle lane. And I saw earlier Posty isn't, it hasn't reached level 4 yet, so still no means of survivability, and it was left hopeless on that brush. So Z4FE, they need to calm down, they need to relax and reset from that upset that they were able to experience early on the game.
Laila definitely needs to be very careful on the bottom lane. I love how the Zhangfei is just hiding in there, very patient, but I think I just need to clear off the minion wave in here so he gets back the position. But look at that, I mean the aggression coming from our Zhangfei player in here is just on point.
Yeah, and that's his main purpose. And apart from the vision, he could really maximize the leaping saber, the shield that he would be able to give to Cat right here down bottom. And Jalai won't be having any choice but to give up the tower down bottom.
Definitely, we have a clash ongoing here. Take it for a spin. Has been used by the Leoshan in here, but super low on HP. Double kill is gonna go onto the hands of the Lady Zhen into the middle lane. And while that was happening, we can see Mai and Vyra again cutting off the minion waves up top, and that will give Ayapi a problem in farming of her lane.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him, especially because of that. Vyra could easily rotate and help the other members of Vagos Divine, and with that, they would be able to have the upper lead in getting this first Tyrant of the game, which has spawned as of the moment. Look at that! Mayin from uptown to downtown because of the cut lanes that she was able to do so early on.
Information is missing. The one missing in here, to be honest, I think no one has informed Laila on as to where the opponents are, thus she was not able to back away. So I think that is the reason why the mishap has happened onto the Angela Laila dying onto the hands of the members of Vagos Divine. But then again, even look, that is still coming from the Lady Jen onto the Crimson Golem on the jungle camp of Ying. Definitely Ying is not having a good time in this one.
Yeah, it's really. Mid Idol was able to get the power spike that we are thinking about when it comes to this Lady Jen. With I think he already have 3 or 2 kills onto his hand. That's why he was, he was confident enough that his skill set was already there. Even with the levels, he's already on 7th level, but on to our middle lane. They're going to have another skirmish or just poking each other.
That's true. They are regrouping in the middle lane here. Both of the members on the side of Z4FE, so was his Vagos Divine. And actually, both of the team comps are very much onto the team fight, but more so is the side of Z4FE. Again, we talk about during the drafting phase, they have a way to engage and disengage at the same time. So that is their leverage. Now, what can Z4FE can do here? They really need to find a way to maybe pick off a particular target first from the side of Vagos Divine.
Especially when it comes to the poking capability, Dash or this Hino could do that as well. So he could just poke, be it this concert queue or even a Mid Idol. Lady Jen is a really good hero, but once you get closer to her, it's not going to be a good situation at all. Though, having that in mind, look at the rotation that Vagos Divine is doing.
That's true.
They're going for the 2 to 3, or even rotating for 4 versus 3 to 2 members of Z4FE.
Yeah, they're playing to the tune of the dance of Vagos Divine in here currently, though. They are not the one first in the bush. Liu Shan will get a view or a vision onto where the Jiangfei is, but the question is, are they in the position to actually go for the fight? In here, onto the middle lane, he's gonna fall down again as the Luara, quite unfortunately, into the front side, not able to be protected by the Liu Shan indeed. And they lose another map in the process, and they're not even done as they want to get post-event. Unbridled Outburst has been here, and the Yosha will fall down. Luna in here just going for the Nubon to getting more targets. Ooh, our Jiangfei even would want to get the Ying all alone, even though he's a tank. But said the rest of the members of Team Vagos Divine here, no, we already got the important kill that they very much needed, and they're done. But for the meantime, Dash in here will still be able to remain to safety.
Yeah, who will be able to, she will be able to defend this tower, but not like that. Not overextending like that. And look at Luna. Siorin is going for the cut lane onto the second tier turret, but it would be cut out by the other members of Z4FE. We were talking about earlier about the prowess of having Leoshan onto the lineup of Z4FE, but right now, after having those multiple decks, I think Posty should come a little bit. He's not the tanky at all, considering the damages and the itemization, the equipment that Vagos Divine was able to rack up or to get as of this moment. The vision that he is giving or that she is giving is actually good, but the damage isn't there for his teammates or for her teammates, so they shouldn't commit yet.
Definitely not yet. And 4K gold lead, that is something they need to catch up on in terms of gold, in terms of itemization. Posty, I love how she's providing the vision, but she's always seen. If she's in the bushes, not able to be seen by the members of the Vagos Divine, that would be definitely perfect. But for the meantime, at least an objective take from the side of Z4FE, but then again, will just be answered by Vagos Divine for both of the Shadow, Tyrant and Overlord take from both sides.
But there is still a silver lining for the side of Z4FE, so long as they could be consistent enough to not be obliterated and get those little by little or kind of baby steps for them to minimize the gap that Vagos Divine is creating as of the moment. It could be good for their side, especially Dwara during the latter part of the game. If she will be able to get those items especially to shed the frontliners like a mid idol right here with the utilization of the ultimates that she does have. I think they could be able to push this game onto a game 3, but not like that. With lava rain, it's raining.
Yes, indeed. The unbridled outburst has been used in there, actually just getting in the back line. Breaking the formation of Team Z for Effie in their defense in the middle lane. Angela and Layla falling down once more. I wonder how many deaths she had already. I mean, there's 8 kill count in here onto the hands of Team Vagos Divine. But this is not looking good. We're looking at that 0-8 score so far in our scoreboard. But what do you think Bibimbap is the way or the light of hope in here for the side of Z4FE? What should they do with what they're on their current status right now?
One of the consistent things that we currently see right here is Charlotte just cutting the lane, just flowing the minions onto the top lane, which is actually good. So when the time comes that the Tyrants is already knocking, or I mean it's going to be flown, be it the middle lane or the farm lane, top lane won't be on the side of Vagos Divine. So it's still kinda good, so long as they can still flow 1 to 2 lanes onto their favor. Early on, I was really building that Angela Layla or this Luara is a good farm lane, is a good marksman for the late game. But to answer up the question, if how many deaths, he already died for 3 times already, Kaisaya. So I mean, it's going to be hard to give all of the damages or to expect all of the damages that would come from this Luara at all.
For sure. Pretty standard in the gold lead as well is Vagos Divine. And now that they even have the Overlord Vanguard in here walking towards up top, it's gonna be even difficult for the side of Z4FE to make a difference in this one. Who's gonna go in? I mean, the only main tank that they have in here is actually posted, but for the meantime, 2 cannons ongoing into the middle lane as well as on the top side right now. We can see our roamer taken for a spin already from the side of Z4FE, but will that be enough? Sioran is down. Is this it? A shutdown on the Lady Jet already. Even is this the comeback that our Z4FE is looking for? A flashing full flash dash. Really gonna get that kill once more for their side, but they have to take a look at the base again on the side of Z4FE because the Overlord Vanguard is there. But of course, it will still be saved. But there seems like from that result, seems like there is a light of hope for the side of Z4FE.
Yes, and finally, Angela Layla wasn't eliminated, but was able to get alive onto the hands of onto the side of Vagos Divine, rather. And we've seen how Dash just was able to use the poking potential or the poking capabilities coming from this Hino, which is actually a good thing for now. And when it comes to the other thing that we were mentioning earlier, Ayapi was able to cut the lanes or clear the flow of the minions down bottom. So right now, even though they weren't able to push towers from the mid lane, so long as those minions, so long as those cannons weren't against the favor of Z4FE, I think Vagos Divine won't be able to end the game anytime soon.
We're not looking for some mistakes in here, only from the side of Vagos Divine. If Z4FE is looking for that chance to actually try to make a comeback on this one, maybe a pickup on Lady Jen, what they did on Sioran as well, because these are the squishy ones that you can target, as well as Cat on the Consortium. But again, the push play from the side of Vagos, they just really love doing this, and it's kind of annoying, but it seems like a bridal outburst noise actually has not been used even by the Jamfa yet, almost just now actually, but Sioran already has fallen down. They continue onto the team fight. They're eyeing onto the high ground tower in here, down bottom lane, pokes here and there coming from Dash, getting annoying up against Team Vagos Divine. The chase finally isn't there just to shove away the members of Vagos Divine.
And Z4FE would be able to live another day by successfully defending their crystal. So this is the thing that we are talking about early on, wherein they just have to do the poke damage that they have. And I've seen how Hyno did reposition the Fate Rewind, so worst case scenario, if the turret down there would be taken down, he would be able to revive it again for the last 5 seconds by utilizing this ultimate. But I am hating right now that bush that Vagos Divine is actually doing.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Bush is what they love in here. Vagos Divine always gotta check. But for the meantime, Posey being very aggressive. But like, onto the slide blade, bursting out the hell out of that. Luara has fallen down. Will there be a chase? Nope, they actually just gonna be shoving away, scaring away the members of Team Z4FE, knowing that they do not have a marksman or a farm laner on their lineup. And it's actually a free-to-take objective again, Shadow Overlord in favor of Vagos Divine.
A very good play, and a very wise play coming from a Vagos Divine of that. Angela Laila was thinking that she's safe. Oh, actually, it's a good position. If I will be on her shoes, I think that's already a good position. Knowing that he is far away from the other teammates, but was able to get the vision, to get the opportunity to do the free hitting. But the thing is, Vyra is on another level. This Mayin, he was able to get all of those kills that are very timely. Was able to take down Wara a lot of times already, which should be mirrored by Ayapi or by Charlotte. But the thing is, Cat does have the physical immune, so if ever he would like to do that, Concert, you could just use the ultimate vaulting shot and have another chance to pick up a fight against them.
That's so true, but Unbridled Outburst has been used already in here to go all in under the tower of Team Z4FE. It will be destroyed in no time, however, but Ayapi in here onto the sideline trying to go free fight, will not be caught off guard by the Mayin, will still be safe, but 2 high ground towers already down. Will it be the middle lane next? Yes indeed, it is a bare base already onto the side of Z4FE. They go all in onto the team fight. Team will fall down with their base as well, even though this fight is ongoing. Ayapi is still fighting. Will still she be able to make it? Unfortunately not. 2 members left on the side of Z4FE. Is this gonna be it? They are lacking some minion waves in here, but they're trying to go for some kills. Haino will fall down, and so as is Posty as well. And it seems like this is gonna be it. Your Vagos Divine will be moving forward to the grand finals. Congratulations.
A clean 2-0 coming from our ladies all the way from Indonesia, and they were able to proceed with finesse and with the swag to our grand finals, which will be held tomorrow, same time here on our very same page. But I gotta say, this time Z4FE was able to do some counter punch against Vagos Divine. It just so happened that when they were able to have those damages, especially Dash on that note, I mean, the other members of Z4FE weren't there. And Posty was able to give those vision early on during the early phases of the game, but with the 4 deaths, or be it the 3 deaths that he was able to contain, there came a time that he can't sustain anymore. He can't soak those damage anymore and just die again and again.
Yeah, that's so true. Then again, if there is one type of playstyle that Vagos Divine has in here, it is definitely the bush play. So, I mean, we call it somewhere. I mean, anywhere. If you give information, you're gonna lose because they have a lot of information about you. But if you don't give so much information, you're not giving away some free stuff to take you down, right? So I think that is what Vagos Divine did. They're not giving away their position in the map, but let's take a look at the MVP from that game. Your MVP from that game is going to be our idol in the mid idol.
Mid idol with a total of 4110 KDA, damage dealt of 113,000, damage taken 42.5k, total gold of 10.6k, team fight 87%. I mean, isn't it just 100? Because every time that someone will die, I think it's because of this lady gen.
Yeah, I mean, disengage and engage. That's brought to you by the composition of Vagos Divine, and they will be moving forward to the lower bracket finals tomorrow. So they're gonna be waiting for who actually will lose later on between D35 versus Starlight Esports, which is going to be a PH versus Indonesian team. But for the meantime, we are gonna give you a breathing room in preparation for an intense upper semifinals D35 versus Starlight Esports later on. For the meantime, let's go into a short break. I'm Kaisaya. With me is Bibimbap. We'll be back.